Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our entry level to Megabase, where in the last episode just got our copper smelting up and running and tried to make our unloading station with a few modifications to it. So in today's episode we will start out with a very good suggestion I got from one of you guys about changing one small part of our opposite grid here, or corner of our grids, to make it way more efficient. It was something I noticed myself, but you guys convinced me to actually change it. So you think that's a good idea? What I'm about to tell you in a second. Do remember to like the video, and as always, if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. Now that's, let's get on with today's episode. So the thing you guys told me that I should probably look at, and that I'll spend probably a few minutes here now designing, is a new corner, because we did mess up a few things. So if you look right here, I'm just picking up any kind of rail signal. What we did this turn to right for was the things to go to right when everything else is going around and other ways. But the small mistake we made was that, if you can see here, this little thing actually goes into the middle circle. And that is a huge problem, as we need this one to be completely separate from the outside line. So what I want to spend a few minutes fixing is just this little line going across here. And it is a quite easy fix, but it's one that's very important. If you go down here instead and look to make a new one, let's see if this is enough. We'll have to find a place where we can actually get one right here. Right here is still not close enough so we can do it. So let's take this one out, move it down one further to about here, where to start. Go this way, go up and go in here. The reason for doing this, you can see all of them blinking, is that if you look now, all of a sudden we have room for one right here, making this way better for us. Of course, it means we'll have to change a few things around, moving these two back just a smidge, and then updating all of our signals in each corner. Luckily, we have robots, so we can get them to do it all. We just need to design this correctly. There we are. Then right here, we still want the same setup, with you going out, with you going in. That can luckily stay the same spot. But what we want to do then now, as you can see, this is blinking. We want to take chain signals, saying right there. We'll want one here as well, and one there. Of course, moving these over a bit, making room for what we need to do. So getting a rail signal here as well. What this does is that it completely isolates this inner part from the rest of this, and it makes it way more efficient in terms of throughput of trains. It's a small fix, but a very important fix. So let's just get it fixed this side as well. We'll just take out this small amount. Let's do the same up here. In theory, we can do pretty much just take all of this away. I think that'll be the easiest way to hook it up. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything up, but it shouldn't. Take that part. In theory, take that we need. Not the middle part. Take this away. Because with this gone, we should be able to copy this area over here. Getting things hooked up correctly. We can shift to get ourselves a blueprint of this part. Before we do it, let's remember to get the outputs up here hooked. So you'll not be a chain signal more, you'll just be a normal rail signal going out, and of course still need a chain signal going in up here. So about there should be correct. Let's just check. That lines up as needed. So now we can copy this part, holding shift to make it into a blueprint. Just removing this in the middle, because we don't really need that. Don't need you. We don't need this little thing going around this corner, to be honest. This little part. And now we have how this is supposed to look when going on or going out. So let's create a blueprint. Let's just flip it here, here, and here. So this will be our new blueprint going out. We're just getting the rest delivered from down here, and then we'll be good. We do have this one needs to remove, that one, and that one. Of course, if you need this blueprint, I will share it on Discord if you find me there. And of course, if you want the map string as well, it's free for all my Patreon subscribers, so you can get it from there if you want it. And if you want to grab the blueprint yourself. So what this has done is that if you look now, we still have the same in and out, but now all of this is disconnected, so that means a train can go right while one of them is going around in the back, up here, any kind of other way, without us worrying about how it looks. Then to fix all of them, I'll just give you a quick tour of how to do it. You pretty much just go to this corner. I'll just show you for if you want to update your own map. Get a blueprint, deconstruction. You say you want to filter curved, straight, rail signals, and chain signals. These are about the 4 things you want to remove from this corner, and then we'll place in a new one. So if you take this little blueprint now, say I want to remove this part. Let's go all the way out here. Then you'll take this one from up here. Let's make it into a blueprint. This little part. Say okay. And then you can place it down in the corner here, updating all of your corners to the correct format going forward. I'll just quickly do all of that off camera. So I'll just fix each grid of these. It will take about half a minute or it's called an hour off camera just to fix them, because then we have a new blueprint going forward in the new design with this much more efficient in terms of throughput train grid. So I'll be back in just a second and I will see you then. So welcome back, guys. I have just spent about 30 minutes figuring out how to change all of these into the new grid, as we discussed a few seconds ago. So now all of these are looking very, very clean, very, very nice, and adds or holds a lot more throughput than we did before, and hopefully that should help us going forward. So hope it wasn't too hard for you to redesign this. As I said, you can join the Discord and I'll send you this blueprint for easy installation in case you want to continue it on. So with that out the way, for today's episode I want to set up iron smelting. The reason for that is right now we have copper, and we can't really use copper for anything by itself, but if we get some iron, we will be able to hook up our first green circuit or electronic circuit factory, because that is something we're gonna need a ton of in this Megabase. So let's start by us expanding out our little grid here. I want to continue it up this way, and luckily we can hook up smelting as well. The same way as here, just change this one into to iron. So that the miners, we can easily have things go by because all of this is connected. As you can see, looking very good. And let it go around. So right now, I'll let our little drones do their work. And while they're doing that, let's go and set up the mining and maybe just copy paste this little blueprint up here. Maybe making it bigger. I haven't quite decided yet. But for now, let's steal this. The output has to be somewhere else. But we could in theory just have the output down here with all of this feeding in, so ore from the top. So if we just steal this part for now, we can do, let's try and take, let's just take this, I think that'll be fine. Take it up here. You can kind of go right here and we'll dig it top and right. What if we just say you about here, and then we'll take the inputs down south. So, yeah, that'll be fine. That leaves room for expansion as well. Take all of you away. Take the input way at the top, so we can get it from over here instead. Then have an unloading station down here, where we can get the trains to take it out. So, let's hook it up the way I want it to. We want the outputs up top. I think that'll be the easiest to manage. Also get it out the side, but I think up top will be the easiest to do. Let's just design this. I'll do it in the middle for now because I want to make a big one we can actually use going forward. Let's just get yellow built still. We can easily upgrade it in the future. Do that, do that. Copy paste this over until we get to a point where we can't expand it out in a beautiful way. Something like this. Let's make a blueprint of this one, as it is way bigger than what we have before. Then we can use that to stamp down on top of existing things to make it just a smidge faster. Let's do it about here. You can wait. Then we'll take the top as well. Here and there. So that will give us everything we need for this to run. I'll just get my robots to place them down and get this going. So with this we have now, we'll be able to output the ore into our factory, our smelting columns. As soon as we have, what's it called? Oh, run out of ore here, we can take it in with train, get it through the factories and out down south. That's mean I want to take this as well. Maybe make it into a blueprint so it actually fits in where I want it. Let's do something like this. Train stop names. I don't want to take those, I want them to be completely neutral. And then I might want to take out this part, as that is too much for what I want to build. Might want to remove these two as well, as they're not overly needed, as well as this part. That one and that one, because that makes it universal, be used everywhere we want. Because then we can place it down here and we know it'll work. We can also place it down here at the first one. We know it works because we don't have to fit in any of the signs. They are all managed by something else. So let's grab a blueprint book. I think it's about time we have our first one. Let's rename it Train Megabase. And then we'll have all of our blueprints in this one. That one. Want to have this one, that'll be pickup. It's pretty much what it to be. Of course, changing these. Save. Might want to get in the new one we made just with the minus as well. So we have it. Don't mind my bad spelling right there. I have some mining in here. So that will give us some of the things we need. Probably also get the balance in. 4 to 4. Also 4 balancer. That is the main things we need to get this running. Let's get the rest of this placed down. Hopefully we have enough, otherwise I'll just quickly go back and get what we need. Please get... Oh, we actually had enough of that. We're missing a ton of underground. I'll just have to go back to our mall and grab that. So I'll be back in just a second after I've picked up a few items. So I just picked up the items. Let's get the rest of this built and then set up our little mining operation here. So we need to hook this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just do a fall-in balancer, getting it into over here. And then what we need to do is start to design what's it called, also drop-off locations after we get this to work. Luckily, getting this up and running is a small matter at this stage, because taking a blueprint book, let's get you out there, let's get you there instead. If I want the fall-in balancer, can go probably just right here for now. There we are. Get all of you, not with that one, yeah, get all of you hooked in, that's fine. Go there. Here, and there we are. And you can just kind of merge into this one for now, until we find a better solution. Then we just need to fix all of the inputs and get the rest of it done. I'll hook this up in just a second because I don't want to do it too soon. Let's see here. There, here, and there. Ooh, don't do that yet. Wait a second. And the last one up here, we can kind of go to here. So I'll make sure things flow through. They'll have an output down here, and then we'll load it onto a train. The trains we can do that is pretty much any of these sites. Might just go to here or over here. Let's do it down here at the south, since we have things going in at the north. I think that'll be fine. So luckily, right now we have pickup stations. That means we'll just stamp you down. Right there. That'll add in the pickup. Getting things built slowly but surely. Adding in a few of the things we need, so arithmetic and decider. And blue belt, no blue belt. So this is our current setup. We'll change this one to iron instead. Iron plates we want to load in this one. And only activate if the iron plates are greater than a certain amount. It's a way to control it and make sure we don't activate any sooner than we want. Now we just need the inputs to go down here. Let's do a fall-in balancer. We'll probably do it somewhere down here. Let's see. Oh, do that one. We can do a fall-in balancer. We can probably do it about here, will be fine. Also do it like that or over here. I think that is about the closest we can make it. So let's try that. And I'll just use red belts for now because we're not fast enough to use more than that. At least not quite yet. Let's get all 4 of you this way. In theory, I think we could merge all of this onto one belt. But I think this looks way, way cooler. There we are. And you. And just like that, we have a nice setup going with outputs for each side. And you'll go over here and in. We just need a small amount of power. We should probably have integrated that into the system somewhere. But in theory, do it maybe right here as the best place to hook up the power. So this will be our iron output. Hooking up a ton of iron, getting things flowing. And what we have at the moment in the base, we should be able to just hook this up and let things run their course, giving us a nice amount of iron or iron out. So let's hook it up. There we are. Things going in. Things are going to go out in just a second. Last episode we did talk about the inputs. That's why I did it completely the same, so you get it on both sides. Otherwise you would run into issues. But look at that. The same amount of ore flowing out, going in to be loaded into ore trains. Yep. Times 2, so we have 2 trains waiting. So all we need to do now is add 2 trains to our network, as I want 2 to buffer in the storage, and then we can have things going. But before we do that, let's figure out where we want our green circuit production. We could do it down here, just to have it close by to see it in action. So why don't we just take our little car down there and get it set up. So please do that. Then we'll see if it gets too cramped, but it should be fine. And if we need anything, that is. So as you can see, everything's working. We are having our drones fill in what we need. We have about 200 something in storage. That means we do have some left that can do something other than building. And I kind of just want those to clear out the trees to make it easier for us to work. Please take that away. Should clear out the rest. And then we'll do double inputs or double drop-offs, because drop-offs is what we want to make at the moment, as that is one of the last things we need. Just place it storage just right here, with a few of the things we need being stations. Anything else we need? No, stations about it. We can in theory add the miner suit as well, just to get those placed in. And then we'll remove the rest of this in a minute. But let's design our inputs. I kind of want to do something like we are having down here. Both sides in, then jumping over and then merging together somewhere. Or just going into, what's it called? A balancer. Something along those lines. So why don't we set something like this up? It does need more than just one train, because we only want... Well, we do want 2 trains in, so we might want to do the same mechanic as with the loaders. Just the opposite way. So let's grab ourselves... We could, in theory, use the loaders as a blueprint. Of course, shifting it the other way. Why don't we... Oh, we'll need another one than this one, to be honest. Because the outputs are want a bit differently, otherwise we won't consume it correctly. So let's get the chest down instead. And just get one for you. So actually have you to work with. There'll be a train here. 2 wagons after it. You'll be... Like we have copper plate pickup, you'll be iron plate pickup. With an iron plate instead. There we are. No trains for it just yet. I want to take the blueprint from this one. Copy paste it here. And say instead of copper plates, you'll add... We need to add the pickup up here. Saying... 2 seconds. Right here, you'll be copper plate pickup. Plate pickup. Plate pickup. And then this one will be iron plate drop off instead. Drop off 1 or 2 words? 2 comments. So what you will do, you'll have two new train stations. You'll have iron plate pickup as the first one. Wait until full cargo. You can go up here. Then we'll have iron plate drop off. Wait until cargo empty. So that means now this will be able to circle around, go in and pick up what we need as we get going. We need some chests. We'll want 1, 2. How should we do this? Because we want, what do we do over here? Look, we have these two right in the middle, then we have 3 on each side. We have 4 lanes going out. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. Didn't seem right, did it? And 2, 2, 1. Something like this. As inputs, you can go over here as well. We'll then want you to unload everything into these. Of course, completely even. That'll be the best thing to do. We'll want some power down. I think that will power everything we need. The same over here. And then we need the belts that uses these. I'll use stack inserters for it, as I think that looks the best. And then designed drop off. Should in theory use blue belts. Let's do that. You'll have one going up that way. Something like this going into the 4 lines we need. Or 2 lines depending on how you want to look at it. So we want to make sure everything is fully consumed when we do this. And the best way to do that, let's try and do U. That's 1, 2. Then in we want these 2 to go on. Because this gives us about 30. So you can actually put 1 more in to make it faster. But what if we get 4 compressed belts out, so these 2 will go on the same one? One top, one at the bottom. Can we do that some way easy? Is the issue. We can also have it going out to right and down if we don't have enough room to the left. But what if we do this for now? You'll go down this way. You'll continue. Then we have these 2 go the opposite way instead. If we have enough room, that is. Go down. And up this way. And down. How does that look? As an output. It should be fine. Let's get this part flipped down here. Here you can move all of those. We have pretty much 8 lanes going out and into our base as throughputs. It means you can jump from here to actually a nice jump it can do here. Something like this. Will that fit in over here? What I'm trying to test. That looks actually pretty darn good in terms of getting items out. Get the power from right. There, looks good. So that powers all of this. That means that everything will go out still evenly balanced. We have 8 lines. And we want to get that consumed somewhere, or at least gone into how many we need. We'll probably have to decide if we want to do it 4 or 8. Do comment down below if you want to see this as a 4 or 8 lane, or how you want to see it. I'm going to do the same over here. Having that go out, please do this over here. Because I want to try and get the trains running this episode, and then we'll hook up the rest in the next one. You'll be copper plates. Plate drop off. Do this one. So if you look at our stations now, we have here copper plate drop off, we have copper plate pickup, we have iron plate drop off, we have iron plate pickup. Very nice, right next to each other, easy to hook up. No trains, no trains. So let's just hook up what we need to get this running. Because we will be able to hook up a few of them. We'll need some arithmetics and some combinators, because we need to get this one actually hooked up and send the correct signal to our train station. That we do need to get some more green wire, just so we have some. Start a combinator, move it out just one more. Scyther and arithmetic. This we have done before, so it's quite easy to do. And you can go in there, the output will go from here to there, then from there to there. We're only doing this because we wanted to do more than 2. Set train limit to L. That means you'll be input, whatever this one outputs, you'll output an L. Input conditions if iron ore, this was the iron station. If iron plates is less than, let's say, less than 8,000, that's about a train's worth, you will output a 1 signal, because we can hold a lot more here. Each of these can hold 4.8k, so that's good enough. Then we'll take that out, we'll multiply the input. Can do each input times 2, is that possible? Output L. Let's see if that gives us exactly what we want. Yeah, that outputs 2 because it takes whatever input there is, that's input signal 1, and outputs 2L. That means we have a train limit of 2. So this one is still not open. We did set it to 32. And let's just copy this little thing from here over here, because that will mean we'll copy all the wires as well. I will set you to upper plate drop off. I accidentally changed the name by doing the copy paste. There we are. So now with this setup, we should be able to get at least copper running, and that's the only thing I want to test at the moment. We'll have to get ourselves some more sources. We think we have some here in our car. Please get that filled in over here. And then I want to watch this work, and hopefully it works now, guys. I haven't tested it yet, so let's see if we can get iron ore flowing in. Should be completely balanced as it is right now, except what we have on the belts. So let's activate our train. We have this one. You'll go to drop off. That's always what you'll do. You'll have to set this up once and it'll work until empty cargo. So let's go and jump on that train and have a little look as it travels around. We'll take one trip around with it so you can see what it does. So you see we have copper plate drop off. That's what it wants to do. Empty cargo, then go back to the depot and loop around. It should be able to do. Well, I might want to set this one to 16 instead, just because 8 will make sure that the one runs, but that's also fine to see it actually buffers back here. So try and run. So we have a train going out now. This is pretty much the whole logic of our system. Is it only inputs plates if there's room for it. So now we have set this to just less than 8K. You'll output the items. Here goes all the, what's it called, copper in. As you can see, we're not fully saturated the belts yet. That's because we're still missing some stack insert size. When we get that, it'll be much, much faster. So if you look here, it should actually request in one more go. Because the input signals won't be 8K, it will be close to 8K. So you're almost done emptying. That is very, very good. Then it should go out, go back to the depot, go up, pick some ore, go back to the depot, and then go over and drop off here again. So while they're watching this go, if this succeeds in the first try, I think that deserves a like. Even deserves you guys coming on Discord and telling me how well it works. So it goes in here, fills with fuel, saying, okay, let's go sort of pick up the copper now. It has some place where there's copper to be able to pick up. Let's go over there. You can see how beautiful the lights changes, making things go. Going in. It is slowly filling up. Again with everything. Up to about 8K in storage. It'll take us about a few minutes. Oh, a minute maybe. And then go back to drop it off. As you can see. Oh, it might only hold 4K. I might have done the math wrong. Let's see, it holds... We've got a cargo wagon. Oh, it holds 8K. I was about to say if I was wrong. Doesn't it hold? Oh yeah, it holds 4K in each of them. As you can see, now it goes up here. It's going to go back. And the reason why I send it back to the depot instead of going to the drop-off is that I don't want things to back up at the pickup locations. I want them to back up at the depots. That is the best way, because if we have more things that can be buffered, I'd rather have the buffer down here. Now to the depot. Now I'll say, oh, there's a cold plate or copper plate drop-off that's open. Let's go there, drop it off, because it's still requesting some items. 7.2, and then you'll see soon that it closes for more trains going in. We'll have a maximum 16K running in at a time. Let's go out here. And it's running exactly like we wanted. So now that this is working, let's do the same for this one over here. But instead of copper plates, get you away and you away. We'll add iron plates drop off until empty. And pick up until full. Drag you up here. Then we can send this on its merry way, just giving it a small amount of coal. Say, please go to the depot. Hopefully 4 is enough. And then it will go back. As you can see, this one is closed now. That means this one will go back to the depot. Go fill up. Up top. At this area. And then it'll go back here and wait. The same with our iron. It's back here as being filled to the brim before leaving. The same with you. And then we'll go and pick up. And this is why I so enjoy the build we're making right now. Is we'll have a ton of trains going around. They'll only leave the depot if there's somewhere to pick up the items needed to fill the inventory. And they'll only supply it if some place is requiring it. Otherwise, it'll just wait here. The same down here. If this starts to lack coal, we'll send a train for it and get it in. Of course, only one here since it's only buffering for one. Look, there goes this one. It is gonna go up to pick up our plates. And then we'll go and drop it off down here afterwards. So I think this is about everything you need to know about our train network. So if you need to go back and have an overview of how the circuitry works, having this shown that less than 8K output signal L, that goes from the back end to the front end, from the front to the back, each times 2 output L into the maximum amount of train limits we need. Then you have this episode to check out. So I will end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you understood the explanation I did and think it's a good setup. We'll use this for now. If we in the future need to do a better one of these, do send me better designs on Discord. I would love to see them, because I'm not used to doing perfectly balanced unloading, but we need to in this case. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dgray20, and then you'll see what else other games we play. So with that, I've been Dgray, and I'll see you next episode. Bye, guys.